YouTubers, family and friends. We got a visit yesterday from the power company, which is, we call it Zanico. There's Zanico, Zambunga del Norte Electric Cooperative. And we've been waiting for them ever since we got our net metering system agreement signed, and then the new net meter was installed last August of 2023. And since that time, we have not had one bill because the power company was not prepared in their admin department to calculate all the credits for my power, my solar system that I'm producing and sending and importing to the grid, or they call it exporting. My power that I make from my solar system, I export it to the grid, right? And then they pay me. They pay me peso for peso. I shouldn't say they pay me. They pay my Filipino wife. I'm just her advisory husband because I have no rights concerning legalities of signatures of contracts and agreements in this country. The only contract I have a say about as far as ownership or contract agreement that my name can be on is the ownership of land. And I've already explained that in many of my other videos, that as a spouse, that's one of the privileges that you receive as a spouse, of a foreigner spouse to a Philippine national, which would be your Filipino wife in this country, is ownership of land. And where if your Filipina passed away or there's an agreed annulment or anything like that, the land is still owned by you, and it's a 50-50 split if it's annulment. If your Filipino wife passes away, the foreigner has 1 year's time to sign that land over into your half Filipino child's name, or another Philippine national or someone that's a Philippine national that's purchased your properties. So you have 1 year's time, and that's the only real contract that I know of that a foreigner has any rights to, as far as my research goes so far. But so this is a contract with the power company, so it's fully in my Filipino wife's name. The contract of net metering agreement contract, where we sell from our solar system power back to the grid, back to the power company, and it's peso for peso. And then they, whatever it reads on the meter that is exported power that we use from the grid, that's calculated. And so we pay for that, and then we have to pay all the fees of that also. So what we do is, like at nighttime, right, when we're not producing power, we have to pay for that. We have to pay for all the fees and add-ons and all their administrative add-on prices that is over and above the generated rate of production of electricity, right? So that's why we choose to, when the sun is out and fully hitting our solar panels, that's the time we use as much power as we can, because that's all free. Because we're at that time exporting power to the grid, and we're also using as much power as we can at that time, so we don't get all these extra add-ons, right? So I'll show you in the billing here how that works. So this is half of this first bill that we received was before we got the meter. So they pulled our old meter off, and that's why the bill of it, the total is so high. It's like 6,000. What, hon?
I'm sorry. I need
okay.
250 for the water refill.
They're here right now?
Yes,
Okay.
251.
Okay. And that's for all of you that don't know, that's we have IO water, It's filtered water that we get from the truck. I'll show you the truck here. Here, take that out of my hand there if you can, hon. 150.
No, this is 250.
250? I don't have. I don't. Oh, you're gonna have to borrow from Zelle. That's all the change I have. So this is the reverse osmosis RO water. I'm trying to say, and that's what's in these bottles here that we get. We have about 20, 25 bottles, and these guys come like once per week. Hi guys. Morning, and then they give us bottles and we make sure that they're not leaking and tested, and then we pay them. It's anywhere from 150 to 250 per week depending on what we get. Hannah, so are you buying another one bottle?
No, not now, because if you are, then you have to give me another 250 of that.
Okay, no, that's
Only
fine
next
for now.
time.
So did you test all the bottles?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so why is there all kinds of dirty water
I
there?
have to clean that up. Okay?
That wasn't leaking ones?
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's from the butt of it they're putting in the ground.
Okay. So that's what we make sure we test the seal on all the bottles before they give it to us, because if you don't test them and check for a good seal, some of them leak, and we don't like that because that's it's a possibility that some microbes or something could have got into that water, so we're real careful about that. Anyways, let's get back to the bill here. And like I say, and I've had it on this other videos, that I don't do takes. I don't do editing. I don't know. I'm real and completely honest with whatever's happening at the time, because editing is deception. It's fake. You're hiding something. Whatever life gives me from God, every single second that I record, I let you guys see it too, because that's what's real in life. We all have interruptions. We all have loss of thought, loss of memory, and everything. And it's the best way to do it is to be real about what it. Okay, hon. One thing about at least my Filipina, if she's something on her mind, she has to deliver it right away, because if she doesn't, she forgets, and then she's mad at herself. So she has to deliver it right away. So anyways, this is all one take, guys. So forgive the interruptions. Sorry about that. For those that don't have any interruptions in your life, please don't get mad at that, because I think we all have interruptions, and we just deal with it the best we can, our interruptions, be as kind as we can and loving to each other, and then we move on and continue with what we're doing. So let's do that now. Back to the billing. Okay, this first month, like I said, involves half of a month of August, because we got like on the 15th of August when we got our meter. So this was like maybe 3 weeks from the last week of July, and then the first couple weeks of August. And see, the billing rate was 9.39 that month of August of 2023. Right, so this is what we ended up paying. That's the first month. Then second month was September 2023. The rate went down to 8.8 from 9.3, right? So I checked all these numbers, and like you can see all these charges, generation system charge. So it only cost them 5.8 was the rate to generate the electricity, as you can see here, 5.864, but yet the billing rate is 8.8. So see, they add on 3 pesos per kilowatt hour of all these extra charges, system charge, over, under, rec, benefit, host communities, transmission, all these line charges. They come up with dozens and dozens of add-ons, right? And all these charges, all this stuff here adds up to increase your bill from what it took them to generate the power, to what the billing rate is. So that's 3 pesos, which is like 60% increase, 65%, 70%, somewhere around that area, right? If you add 3 pesos to 5.8, you get 8.8, and that's like a 60 to 70% increase from all their baloney administrative add-ons that they nail everyone with, right? So, and they even hit us with a withholding tax, which is illegal, absolutely illegal, especially in the U.S. according to the Constitution. All that withholding and all that stuff is all illegal. But you can't. You got to pick your battles in life. So the second month was 2,500 pesos. The third month. Well, and then they start showing here finally, and this is one thing I was demanding, and this is one of the things that it read in the net metering agreement, that they must show the customer, which is all your export, distribution network, what was exported, and then what was consumed, and you know what they gave us and what we gave them. Right, so export generation charge, see, whatever the pure generation rate is, that's what they have to reimburse me. So this was my savings from this rate that I made and gave to the grid, which was 6,430 pesos. I gave back to the grid, and then they charge me what I used at this higher rate at 8.8 with all their administrative charges added on, right? But that total was 2,500 pesos. So every single month now I get that, which the only thing that they don't have so far is on every single month they should have an accumulated box or section that if I'm making more and selling them more power than I'm taking from the grid, those credits transfer from month to month and they build up, where they owe me a bank of credits, right? But at the end of every year, December 31st, then they wipe those clean. So if you don't use your credits by that time, then you lose them, which at the beginning of the bill, when this bill passed Congress, that they were supposed to be paying the customer for their accumulated credits at the end of every year in cash pesos. But they, of course, right, they eliminated that because they didn't want people making big, huge solar farms and selling it and then getting paid at the end of the year for that. They wanted to eliminate that because they have a corporate cabal lock on that production of power using their grid system. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff, that corruption that goes on in the world, so there's not much you can do. So the next month of October 2023, we only had to pay 753 pesos, which was a really good, it was lots of sun generated and not much power used by us, so a very small amount. We saved 4,000 pesos that month. And then November, we paid 3,000 pesos, 3,200 for November, and we saved almost 3,000 pesos in what we generated. And then December, because we're getting into the rainy season, so a lot of cloudy, dark days. Now the bill's starting to go up higher in price, so 4,600 in December that we paid. And the billing rate's staying about the same, a little bit lower even yet for last December, 8.85. And the generation rate was 4.6. So see, every month the generation billing rate changes for whatever they're doing, right? And then January 2024, 8.54 was your billing rate. And the generation rate, system rate, was 5.22. So we owed in January 4,200, and we saved 2,300. So see it, that's another. It's a rainy season, lots of clouds. Then February, which is the last month that they have billed us for here. In the billing, they record the billing, but look at the rate change. Jumped up in February from 8.5 in January to 9.8. See that? And the generation rate didn't jump up hardly at all, but the billing rate jumped way up in February. So it was 2,400 for February, and we saved 2,300. So now we're getting into the months that we have a lot more. Oh, we do have a March. Look at that. The March billing rate, 10.04. Right? That's a big jump from what it was. And look at the generation rate went down to 5.4 from 5.5 the month before. So see, that's almost 100% increase of all their stupid little charges and add-ons, and all their taxation and their billing demands. Look at how much it's gone up. We went from 60 to 70% increase to almost now 100% increase in March. And see, as a power generator selling them power, I get paid off of this generation rate. But any power I use at nighttime or when it's real cloudy, I have to pay this double the price. So that's what's going on right now with that. But see, and I saved 4,400 pesos in March because that's the beginning of the dry season, and we're starting to make more power, see, from the sun. So the total was right around 25,000 pesos was the total. Then that's for 9 months. See, that's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 8 months of power that I was never billed until just now. So I got to go to the power company today and pay 25,000 pesos. So if you average that out, that's about 3,100 pesos per month average for those 8 months. So 1,000 pesos here is like 20 US dollars. So if it's 3,100 pesos, that's about 62 bucks per month is what I'm paying right now. And that's for, I use lots of power with the pool pumps, and we have laundry machine facility here and air conditioning. But the air conditioning I maybe use between 8, but now that it's hot in the summer, I use it more often than I do in the rainy season. The rainy season I use about 6 hours a day, and now in the hot season, dry season, not like it is now, I use it between 8 and 12 hours a day. So that's increased almost double of what I use the aircon. But still, most of the day and most of the night, like from 2 a.m., 1 a.m., usually between midnight and 1 a.m. is when I shut off the aircon, and usually the rest of the night we're just with fans. And then all day long until, depending on how hot the day is, anywhere from noon to 3 p.m. is when I turn on the air conditioning. And then all the morning we have the window or the doors open and get that nice morning cool breeze through the house, so it really works out good. So anyways, that's just a heads up to you guys of some of the stuff we're going through here for paying our power bill. So now the next month's power bill we'll get on the 25th of every month is when they read the meter for net metering customers, people that have solar, right? That's the read date. And a contract we signed with them said they're supposed to give us the bill same day as what they read it, but they don't have the equipment, like the portable printer and a little computer readout that they need, a laptop that they can generate that inside their truck, because that's what they would have to do when they go to these net metering sites. They would have to have that printer and laptop in their truck, and then just go to the program, punch in the numbers that they read off the meter, and then print out the bill, and boom, you have it. But they're not set up for that, so we don't get it for at least 1 week after they read the meter. So they know they're behind, and that's what you get in the Philippines. Everything is 10 times at least slower than you're used to in your first world country. So you have to have lots of patience and just let it come as it comes, and don't worry about it. So take care, everyone. I love you, and God bless. Bye-bye.